I'm excited to talk about network marketing mistakes to avoid. Don't be bitter, get better. Don't be frustrated, get fascinated. Don't get comparitis, and don't get hung up on what other people are doing and why other people are growing and you're not. This is what I love actually about this day and age. It's no longer a secret. Like, it's not a mystery. Like, I wonder how John's built such a successful business. It's not a mystery. If you've been following me for a while, you see me show up every single day. Still today, I am not satisfied. I'm not sitting back cashing a check, right? How many of us respect that? How many of us want to work with a leader like that? Become the leader you wish you could recruit. Become the leader you wish you had in your upline if you don't have that kind of leader. Become the person that attracts high caliber people. Become the person that is a person of value. Just to tell you my story before we get into these mistakes to avoid, been in the network marketing profession now since 2001. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. I got started when I was broke, busted, and disgusted, had no background in business and no business being in business. But I was excited about the idea of residual income. I caught the vision. And this is actually mistake number one. Many of you are so short-sighted. All you can see is this month, the bills you have right now, your current financial situation. And Tony Robbins says it best. Tony Robbins says most people overestimate what they can do in 12 months and they totally underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Now, with that being said, I know you have bills today that you have to pay, right? I know you have your current situation, your current responsibilities, your current obligations. But listen, I did this business part-time on and off for 7 years, for 7 freaking years. Before I cracked a full-time income, before I fired my boss. It took me 16 years to become $1 million per year earner. You are a professional conversation starter. Why are you doing the TikToks and the Reels and you're putting out content and you're building your brand and sending out friend requests and connecting with like-minded people in Facebook groups? Why are you doing those things? To meet new people, right? To make some new friends. Does it say you're a professional cold market conversation starter? Do I say you got to start conversations with cold market, warm market? No, it doesn't matter who you're starting conversations with, whether it's complete strangers or people you've known your entire life. But the point is, so many of us are adding on new friends. We're adding followers. We're trying to connect with like-minded people. We're trying to meet new people. We're even sending out cold messages, whatever. I know a lot of different strategies are out there, but why wouldn't you talk to your existing network of people? What is the freaking point of adding 10, 15, 20 new friends this week if you're not going to talk to the 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 friends you added last month? I'm confused. Why wouldn't you make a list? You know, instead of just like randomly reaching out to people or just randomly like commenting on things, like put together a plan. This is mistake number one. Most of you want a filet mignon lifestyle, but you got them hot dog habits. You're not committed. You have no plan in place. You have no goal in place. Like maybe you make a list. Maybe you set a reminder. In fact, write this down. This is a mistake people make. They don't have like a daily to-do or daily reminders. Maybe set a reminder for yourself on whatever reminder app you use to set a list, create a list of like 10 people before you go to bed that you're going to reach out to the next day to share your product, share your opportunity. Like so many of you do not proactively reach out to people, or when you reach out, you come on way too strong. You have commission breath and it stinks. There is a right and a wrong way to approach people. You know, there's an old saying, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person, the right thing to the wrong person. That's not true. You can definitely say the wrong thing to the right person if you come on too strong, too eager, too desperate. How many of us remember your dating days? For those of you that used to date, maybe some of you are still dating. Have you ever seen an attractive person, right? You see a man or a woman that you're attracted to and you know, you start talking to them and they come on too strong and all of a sudden you're like, not interested, right? Because they have commission breath, right? And it stinks. They're coming on too strong. They seem too eager, too desperate. It's the same thing in this business. If your mentor recommends something and you want what they have, right? Write this down. Find someone that has what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they got. Not overnight though. You have to be patient. You have to be consistent. You have to have that hustle muscle, right? This is another mistake people are making. They're spreading their energy. They're doing too many things. They're starting multiple businesses. They're on multiple social media platforms that they're still trying to figure out their first social media platform. So don't bite off more than you can chew. But if you have a mentor, find someone that has what you want, do what they do, and you'll get what they got. Do what they're recommending, especially if they have the lifestyle, if they have the results that you want. Wouldn't it make sense to identify a couple people that can mentor you, that can pour into you? Because, and this is what I love about network marketing, they have a vested interest in your success. Would you agree that it would probably be hard to find a super successful restaurant owner or real estate investor that would coach you and mentor you essentially for free? It's crazy. But in network marketing, your upline, and it might not be your sponsor, it might be like your sponsor, right? Someone in the tree in the hierarchy, right? They have the lifestyle. They have the business that you want. They wake up when they're done sleeping, right? They've built a full-time income. Like they have a true residual income. Like you want that. And then they make suggestions. They say, hey, you should do live video, or you should launch your business with a curiosity post, or you should ATM your face off, or you should put me in some chats with some people, or you should go to this live event next weekend. And then you make excuses. Look, you can make money or make excuses. You can't do both. You can't do both. But I will also say this. You have to know your priorities. I'll give you an example, right? If someone says, hey, right now, my primary focus is just getting customers, or my primary focus is hitting that first rank. Like, again, don't bite off more than you can chew. You shouldn't try to do everything right away. Like a perfect example is back in the day, we had a podcast and we shut it down because we didn't have the bandwidth. Our team, our virtual staff could not handle the podcast at that time because we had too much going on. So we put it on pause. And then we relaunched it when we were ready, when we had the proper SOPs in place. The fact is, you got to make sure you understand, like, what are my priorities right now? Like, what am I focused on right now? You know, what is that top priority? Because if you try to do too much, too fast, you're just going to end up, and this is the other thing. This is a big mistake I see. People are easily distracted, easily overwhelmed. And those are two different conversations, but it's amazing to me how many people, they get this analysis paralysis, right? They're just overthinking and overanalyzing. So they end up doing a whole lot of nothing. And they're in this learn mode all the time, learning. At some point, you should remove the L. At some point, you should remove the L. And again, I get that, you want to do certain things and you kind of want to start leapfrogging ahead and doing more advanced strategies. But let's get your first customer. Because if you haven't recruited a single person, or you haven't recruited a person in the last 4 months, you've got a team of 6, 7, 8, 9 people, but no one's really doing anything. Let's get back to basics, right? Focus on those basic steps, right? Creating those 5 to 10 conversations every day, right? Reaching out, asking people if they're open to other income streams every single day, or if they're open to your product, right? Whether you're leading with the product, leading with the business, that doesn't matter to me. You should lead with whatever you're most excited about. I will tell you, been doing this 22 years, what we have found over the last 5, 6, 7 years, that it is more duplicatable for the average person getting started to go get 5 to 10 customers versus them going to get their first 5 to 10 recruits. But hey, if you're really excited about the opportunity to build residual income and create some leverage, you should lead with the opportunity if that's what you're excited about. Now, personally, I think you should do both. But if you're easily overwhelmed or you're easily confused, first of all, suck it up, buttercup. This is a tough business. If it was easy to get rich, everybody would be rich. And this is my mentality with network marketing. It's not get rich quick. It's get rich eventually, which is better than get rich never. If you can't build your network marketing, home business, social retail business, MLM business, whatever, if you can't build it part-time, you ain't got no business doing it full-time. Some people will say, well, if I had more time, listen, it's not about time management. It's about, like I said before, priority management. You need to know where you're at in your business. And many of you, see, it is kind of cool when people start recruiting. It's the hardest thing in the world. But once you start recruiting, you start building a team, and now you feel like that responsibility to help other people, you take on more ownership. So I do think you should start recruiting right out of the gate. That's another thing that people aren't doing, is they're not recruiting up. They're not recruiting people with influence. They're not talking to their A-list. They're saying, well, these people are too successful, or they're too busy, or I don't know them that well, or they already make a lot of money. And some of the most successful people are the most open-minded. That's how they became successful. Some of the most successful people they have influence, they have credibility, and we don't need their time. We need their contacts. We need their network. Now, on the flip side, they're not going to introduce their network to something that they don't believe in. They're not going to introduce their network to people, their contacts to people, if they don't trust you. So you do have to build that know, like, and trust. You do have to build up some credibility. I always say this is not really network marketing as much as it is relationship marketing. And when we talk about building your brand is really your online reputation. What do people know you for? What value do you bring into their lives? And are you connecting with people on the back end? It's another mistake people are making. They're not connecting with the few followers they have, with the few friends they have. They're always trying to get in front of a new audience, and they're looking for layups. They're looking for the easy, low-hanging fruit. And listen, I love when someone's in my inbox saying, hey, I want to try your products. Hey, I want to try that 5-day drop I've seen you promote. Hey, I want to try your collagen coffee that you and Nadya drink every day. Hey, I want to try your collagen skincare, or, I'm curious about your opportunity and how you guys make money online. I love that. But the truth is, if I just sat back, twiddling my thumbs, as I always say, waiting for people to ask me about my products or opportunity, I would have a very small opportunity today. I'd have a very small team. Some of the best people that joined my team, by the way, were not personal recruits of mine. This is another mistake. You're treating that person as the leader, as the fisherman. They're not a fisherman. For those of you that are leaders, this is a different conversation. The people in your network, your customers, your friends, your family, the people on your team right now, people within your organization that are in your downline right now, those teammates, they're all fishing poles. Customers are fishing poles. Your friends and family, your current network, they're fishing poles. Every person you know knows 200 people you don't know. And in some cases, they know thousands of people you don't know. So you want to find creative ways to get the people in your network right now to introduce you to their network. Now, the easiest people to do that with, of course, are happy customers. Get them to do a referral post. Why wouldn't you have your existing customers post about the product that they're loving, the results they're getting? Why wouldn't you ask those happy customers if they're open to another income? Would they be open to looking at how they can make money promoting the products that they're loving? The second thing is you have people on your team right now. And this is a crazy deal, but the people, my most successful people, I didn't enroll them. Now, there are a lot of people that I did enroll that are amazing, but there's a lot of people that I did not personally enroll that are some of my very, very best people, my very best people. And they came through someone else's network. They came through someone else's contact list. And this is another mistake people make, by the way, is they don't have a database, a list. They don't capture emails or have project broadcasts or even a follow-up book. Now, you don't necessarily need project broadcasts or an email list if you have a team of 2 people or a team of none, or you have like 4 customers. But at some point, it would make sense to have a database in order to capture leads and communicate with people and stay in touch with people, whether it's customers, teammates, people that are following you for your brand value. Does that make sense? And yes, I still use a physical follow-up book. If you have a CRM or some fancy app or database, super cool. I love it. Keep track of the people you're talking to, because this is another mistake people make, is they don't follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. I know it's a cliche, but it's true. Most people do not join after 1 or 2 conversations. Most people, you got to stay in touch with them. And remember, friend first, marketer second. Don't have commission breath. Don't come on too strong. I talked about this. And really become a great question asker. Ask great questions. Find out, what are people's goals? Why would they want to use your product? Why would they want to get started in the business? Like, what is it about what you do that they're attracted to? What is it about what you do would be a good fit for them? What would they want to accomplish? What do they currently do for a living? Have they ever owned a business before? Have they ever wanted to own a business? Have they ever done anything entrepreneurial or sales and marketing? Like, you get people talking. Build that connection. Anyway, I take this everywhere I go. Everywhere I go. When I travel, I take it with me. Why? Because I'll sit down and I'll do my follow-ups. And every time I follow up with someone, so I ATM someone, right? I add them to a group, I tag them in a video, and then I follow up within 24 hours. When I follow up, and I know this is funny, but this is what I do, I put FU, follow up. And listen, I might follow up with the same person 2, 3, 4 times. right? 6 times, 10 times. It depends on the conversation. Sometimes the timing isn't good. Here's another mistake people make when it comes to recruiting: offer to do a phone call. Look, you're asking for that person to partner up with you. And I know some of you are like, well, I'm not that confident. I'm still new. I'm still part-time. That's cool. That's why you want to also put your business prospects in chats. Some of you do not do a great job of edification. Another mistake people make. You don't edify. In fact, I see some people, they do the opposite. They edify their prospect because they want to recruit this person. But if you want to recruit this person, first of all, make sure they're a good fit. Make sure they have a good attitude. Make sure they're a positive person. You don't want to just work with anybody, do you? But you should be edifying your upline, edifying the leaders on your team. Get yourself out of the way. Don't be a fool. Use a tool. Your upline is a tool. Your ATM groups, videos, testimonials, those are tools. Stop trying to sell the opportunity. What you want to do is sell the thing that explains the thing. Write that down. Sell the thing that explains the thing. So I do a really good job of selling the group. Wait till you see this group. It's crazy. There's thousands of people all over the world. We've got these videos. We've got testimonials. We've got everything you need. And all you have to do, this is what I say, all you have to do is what I'm doing with you right now. We create curiosity. We create conversations. People that are open to the products or opportunity, we add them to the product group or the opportunity group or both. We tag them in the video. We set up a group chat the next day within 24 to 48 hours to get their questions answered. Most people, especially right now, it'll take 2 to 3 weeks before they actually join the team, buy the product. Sometimes it takes longer. Sometimes it's faster, but that's about the average. That's another mistake. You're impatient. I'm impatient too. It's so hard to be simultaneously super persistent. If you're persistent, you're consistent, you show up every day, you stay in touch with people, you're going to get results. But also, I know many of us are very impatient. I get it. You're talking to one of the most impatient people in the world. When I enroll a new person, I want them to make money immediately. I want them to start signing up customers, ATMing. I want them to start posting day one. It's crazy how many people will start posting right away, but they get crickets because they have no influence. Then people that have huge potential, they make all the excuses in the world. It's very rare to find people that are super talented, lots of influence, and they're super coachable. So you have to understand that most people, it's either A, they're going to get started without a lot of influence, a lot of credibility, a lot of time. That's a lot of the people that I work with. But guess what? This is where your mentorship comes in. This is why we have trainings in place. We want to help people because if you can help someone build up their influence, build up their confidence, develop them into the leader they need to be to achieve the success they desire, if you can work with people, and again, I never give up on anybody. I am super patient. I'm one of the most patient people you ever meet. Sometimes to a fault, probably, because I believe in people more than they believe in themselves. But you got to pour into people. You got to speak life into people. You are a freaking blessing to this person that you're mentoring. And it's not about being super successful. I know so many of us, we have imposter syndrome. It's a very normal thing to have that imposter syndrome. Like, I don't know if I can help this person. I'm not super successful like you, John. You can be a resource for them. Plug them into the movement. Plug them into the mission, the vision. Plug them into your leaders. Get them plugged into other people before you feel called to speak and train and mentor people. You can plug them into your mentors, right? You might not have confidence. You can borrow your upline's confidence. You can borrow the confidence of the people that are leading the charge, that are, out front. Like, you probably have an upline leader that shows up and does trainings and does Zooms. So edify them. Talk about them. Talk about their lifestyle. Talk about what they've accomplished. Talk about how amazing they are, how heart-centered they are, that they lead with from the front, they lead with integrity, that they're funny, they have wisdom to share, they have insights. You're going to have all different personality types in your business, and this is why you want to get to know other people's stories, other people's backgrounds. If I'm talking to, a nurse and she's interested, I want to introduce her to other nurses on the team if possible, other people that are just like her. Anyway, I know I'm going on a rant here about some different things, but these are some of the mistakes I see, right? People with the commission breath, easily discouraged, easily overwhelmed, easily confused, inconsistent, overthinking, overselling, not using the scripts, or they go, oh, I'm using the scripts. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me see. Send me some screenshots. And then you see what they're saying to people. Leaders, I challenge you to do this. Tell people to drop their screenshots of their conversations. You're going to see what they're saying. Brutal. People only retain what they hear the first time, 7 to 10%. 90% of the training, of the onboarding, it's going in one ear and out the other. They don't know what groups to add people in. They don't understand the products. That's why you are in place. You're their mentor. You're the fisherman, they're the fishing pole.